Kick-ass facts, our final episode on divorce. This time it's on divorce laws. Pew, 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 pew! Mr. Vizzle and I are fine. In fact, 28 years ago today we had our first date. Don't double dog dare someone to get married in Delaware because a marriage may be annulled if one or both parties got married on a dare or in jest. In Mississippi, the list of reasons for divorce includes natural impotency, insanity, or idiocy, as well as the pregnancy of the wife by another person. South Dakota has a provision allowing for a divorce complaint summons to be served by publishing it in the newspaper if the spouse proves hard to locate. In Texas, couples can't finalize a divorce while pregnant if the husband is the genetic father, meaning they must wait until the child is born when the judge can put custody and child support into the divorce decree unless they can prove the husband isn't the genetic father. Kentucky allows a maximum of 3 marriages to the same person. I mean, at some point, you just gotta be like, maybe it's not gonna work out. According to the Quran, a divorced couple can only remarry if the ex-wife marries another man, they consummate, and then she is divorced by that husband. Australian Aboriginal women have 3 options when it comes to divorce. They can opt for the standard route, which means convincing their husband to divorce them. If that fails, they might be more successful in persuading their husbands to give them away. Option number 3 allows them to elope, thus ending the old marriage by beginning a new one. Most divorces in Japan are pretty straightforward. The couple wanting to get divorced only has to sign, seal, and file a 1-page form. They don't even have to go to court. But things get a little complicated when a divorce involves children. Japan doesn't have a system in place for joint custody. Child support is given, but children from that point forward only see the parent they live with. In the past, Japan made women wait a total of 6 months before they could remarry. This is the second one. I know that wasn't a sufficient enough pause, but I'm not going to re-record it. You're on your own to figure it out. The law was modified in 2016. Now women only have to wait 100 days after ending a marriage if they are pregnant during the time of divorce. However, women who are not pregnant during the time of divorce don't have to wait. An old Tennessee marriage law that hasn't yet made its way off the books states that a husband may divorce his wife if he leaves her with 10 pounds of dried beans, 5 pounds of dried apples, a side of meat, and ample yarn with which to knit herself stockings for a year. I mean, have you seen the price of groceries? That's a pretty sweet deal. In Saudi Arabia, a wife is entitled to divorce her husband if he doesn't supply her with fresh coffee. If a woman in Hong Kong discovers her husband is cheating on her, she is legally allowed to kill him. One catch, she has to use her bare hands. She's allowed to kill the mistress any way she wants. In Samoa, it is legal for a woman to divorce her husband if he forgets her birthday. The Philippines is the land of no divorce. Aside from Vatican City, it is the last country in the world in which divorce is not allowed. In New Mexico, Mississippi, and 5 other states, a spouse can blame a third person for the disintegration of the marriage. Under an alienation of affection theory, a spouse can sue the third party and be awarded damages if the spouse can prove that the third party's actions led to the failure of the marriage. Typically, such lawsuits are filed against the person with whom a spouse had engaged in an extramarital affair. Chile was one of the last countries to legalize divorce in 2004, and conservative Catholic lawmakers make the process difficult. To qualify, the couple must separate for a year. That's only if they mutually agree. 3 years if they don't both agree. You can waive the waiting period, however, if you can prove infidelity, abuse, abandonment, homosexuality, prostitution, drug addiction, or criminal activity. Luxembourg has one of the smallest populations in Europe with a population of approximately 500,000, yet their divorce rate is 87%. To end a marriage in Luxembourg, both parties must be over the age of 21 and have been married for a minimum of 2 years. In Tennessee, if your spouse tries to kill you in a malicious manner, malicious, if it's not malicious, I guess you're hooped, you can get a divorce. The statute cites using poison as a malicious way to attempt to kill a spouse. What a relief, because that would be an awkward Thanksgiving, wouldn't it?